First-time homebuyers, I feel your pain. Trying to find an affordable home these days feels impossible. What if I told you that there are cities where affordable homes exist? I'm revealing in this video the top 10 cities where not only does your dream home exist, but it's an affordable reality. Stay tuned while I uncover these hidden gems, and you're going to be speechless when you look at these price tags. So let's get started. The never-ending topic these days is affordability, right? It's so hard for people to find affordable homes. So our friends at Zillow, they actually did a report to research where are the most affordable cities in the country right now. Now, some of these cities are located in parts of the country where you may be kind of like, yeah, I don't know if I want to live there. But listen, if you have the flexibility, you don't want to pay rent anymore, you want to own your own home, it may be worthwhile to look into these cities. Now, I'm not saying that these are the best places to live. I personally don't know what it's like to live in these cities, but I'm just going off of this report from Zillow to share with you options of where you could possibly find an affordable home. Now, according to the experts at Zillow, cities like Cincinnati, Detroit, St. Louis, even Chicago, people are flooding these housing markets right now because that's where the cheapest homes are. Now, these may not be the best places for you, but listen, don't knock until you try it. You may want to research it and see exactly what's going on in these local markets. So don't just take my word or Zillow's word. If you want to research it, do your research thoroughly. So how did they determine what makes these cities affordable? The key thing that Zillow looked at here is they found these 10 housing markets that all offer median home prices that require a monthly mortgage payment that's less than 30% of their annual income, right? So when you go to apply for a mortgage, I've talked about this before, when they look at your debt to income and all that stuff, like the ideal thing is you want to have 30% or less going to pay for your mortgage, right, out of your annual income. So that's how they came up with these affordable cities. So let's get into this list right now, and we can see why buyers are flocking to all of these markets. Kicking off the list at number 10, we have Cincinnati, Ohio. The typical home value in Cincinnati is $267,200. Out of this whole list, Cincinnati is the least affordable, but when you look at that monthly mortgage payment, I don't know, it's kind of attractive to me. Your monthly mortgage payment is only $1,538, and that's based on an average annual income of $74,000 a year. People have said Cincinnati is a vibrant metro, and it does offer a perfect blend of suburban life and city life. Now, most residents do rent in Cincinnati, but you can find an affordable home in this city. Coming in at number 9, we have Indianapolis, Indiana. The home value in Indianapolis is $265,300. This city boasts an average annual income of $73,000 a year. So that brings your monthly mortgage payment to $1,527. Now, Indianapolis is a great city for young professionals and for those who are fans of car racing. Hello, the Indy 500. So Indianapolis may be a good option for those, those people who are young and starting out looking for a decent job. Don't be knocking Indy until you check it out. Coming in at number 8, we have Chicago, Illinois. Now, I know a lot of people are saying Chicago has such a bad rap these days. It's not a safe city, what have you. However, people are moving there because of the affordability. Now, of course, it depends on the neighborhood where you're looking for a home, but according to Zillow, they're saying that you want an affordable home, Chicago is one of these places. The typical home value in Chicago is $300,500. Now, and the city has an average income of $83,000. This is like the highest income of all the cities on this list. So you could be, your average income, again, close to 6 figures, not far off. So your monthly mortgage payment would be $1,730 a month. So that mortgage equates to a household burden of just 30.4%, right? So it's just at that 30% of your annual income goes towards your mortgage. So look, again, I know people are going to give me a lot of flack for this, for even mentioning Chicago, but again, do your research. You never know. Coming in at number 7, we have Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. The typical home value in Oklahoma City is $224,200. Now, Oklahoma City has a very strong arts environment, and it has a very big musical theater scene. Like, who knew? I had no idea about that. Now, you can expect your monthly mortgage payment to be $1,290. Now, with an average income of $64,000 a year, that mortgage payment equates to 29.4% of that annual income of $64,000 a year. So again, that's just below that 30% mark. All right, coming in at number 6, Rochester, New York. Okay, I know. People are saying Rochester, it's upstate New York, it's freezing. Look, if you don't mind the cold winters, some people that don't mind it, don't be knocking Rochester. Now, the typical home value in Rochester is $228,400. Now, did you know that Rochester is known as the Flower City, as in flowers, and it's also known as the Flour City, Flour, as in flour to bake with? I know, it's crazy, right? Because apparently Rochester was known for the dual production in flour, the stuff you bake with, and in floriculture. Did you also know that Kodak started in Rochester, New York? Yeah. So you remember Kodak? Oh my God, you remember those old cameras and like oh my gosh, like totally dating myself here, but that's where Kodak started. The average annual income in Rochester is $66,000 a year. So homeowners can expect a monthly mortgage payment of $1,315. Now that's only a burden of 29.3%. So this is just under 30% of your income is going towards your mortgage. So again, if you're not afraid of the cold weather, the snowy weather in upstate New York, listen, I would consider Rochester. Coming in at number 5 is Louisville, Kentucky. The typical home value is $243,500. Now, it's home to the Kentucky Derby, and it is Kentucky's largest city. And apparently, Louisville is a great city now for budding families. A lot of young families are calling Louisville home. Can you blame them? I mean, it's so cheap there. Your monthly mortgage payment is $1,402, and that's based on a median annual income of $70,000 a year. That's kind of a high income for Kentucky. I'm not going to lie. I was a little surprised to see that. But look, if you can move into work in Louisville and get a decent job making that, you can afford a home there. And the homeowner burden is only 29.2%. 29.2% of your income is going towards your mortgage. Like, hello, I think that's a great deal. At number 4, we have Detroit, Michigan. Now, I know, here we go. Another city, people are probably going to be like, oh my God, Detroit? Like, why would I want to move to Detroit? Look, I know, Detroit's got a bad rap, but I think things are starting to turn around in these cities because of the affordability. People are just saying, the heck with it. They're going to move there. And for those of you who are going to come at me in the comments, look, come at me. But again, this is not my opinion. This is a report from Zillow based on affordability. Now, let's get into Detroit a little bit. The typical home value in Detroit is $235,500. Now, apparently, Detroit is now on the up and up. This is what Zillow's saying. I have never been there. If anybody's been there, let me know. What do you think? Are the tides turning? Is Detroit becoming like more up and up now? I want to know. Now, the average income in Detroit is about $70,000 a year. So your average homeowner is only spending $1,355 monthly. That's 28%. 28% of your income is going towards your mortgage. That's really great. So look, again, do your research. As I always say, who knows? Detroit may be the next up and coming city. And I don't know, maybe it's turning itself around. Next on the list at number 3, we have St. Louis, Missouri. Home values in St. Louis are at $237,800. Did you know St. Louis has a really big, thriving blues music scene? I didn't know that. Now, the median household income in St. Louis is $72,000. So that's going to make the monthly home payments around $1,369 a month. So that's only going to take up 27.8% of your income. That mortgage of $1,369 a month. It's only 27.8% of your monthly income. I mean, that's insane. Again, don't be knocking these cities until you research it and you look and see what it offers, because you may end up liking it. Coming in at number 2, also from the great state of Ohio, we have Cleveland, Ohio. The typical home value in Cleveland is $211,500. Now, Cleveland is home to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and you may have heard me talk about it before. If you haven't been there in your lifetime, like, get there. It's like such a cool experience. If you're into music, into rock music, definitely go check it out. It's such a cool thing. But anyway, I digress. Now, the homeowner burden lies just around 27% for people who live in Cleveland. So the average annual income is $65,000 a year. So your mortgage payments are going to run you about $1,200 a month. $1,200 a month for a mortgage payment in Cleveland. You can't even get a decent studio here in northern New Jersey to rent for that price of $1,200 a month. I would not be knocking Cleveland. I would totally be checking it out. Now, look, I was there 6 years ago, and I found the city, honestly, I found it to be nice. Very small. It's no New York City, but it's a decent city. I was pretty impressed with it. So For those young people, you're looking for a change of scenery and you want a city, but not like too big of a city, Cleveland might be a good one. Coming in at number 1, it's Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Yes, the typical home value in Pittsburgh is only $201,600. What? Yes. Now, did you know Pittsburgh is known as the Steel City? Because Pittsburgh has 446 bridges. Yeah, you heard that right. 446 bridges, because the city is surrounded by all these rivers. That's why they need all these bridges. It's pretty cool. Now, the average mortgage payment in Pittsburgh is $1,160 a month. Yes, you heard that right. $1,160 a month. Pittsburgh has the lowest homeownership burden. It only requires 25.4% of a person's income to pay the mortgage. $1,160 a month. That's insane. Now, look, Pittsburgh also gets a bad rap, but I have heard more positive things about the city. I know some people locally here whose kids went to Pittsburgh University, and the kids actually stay out there. They stay in Pittsburgh after they graduate. I really think this is becoming like a new up-and-coming city for the young people. Do your research thoroughly, and I always say go on niche.com when you want to get all that data as far as the schools, the crime data, the demographics, all that fun stuff. Go on niche.com. I totally recommend you do that. If you want to know where everybody is moving to in this year in 2024, I have another video. You can check that out right over here. I'm sure you're going to find that very informative as well. Thank you so much for watching me today to get your dose of real estate reality. My name is Jackie Baker, and I will see you next time.